Welcome to What Happened to the Crew, a sci-fi mystery inspired by Help, Return of Obra Dinn, and Immortality from the creator of Red Pearls of Borneo. Sounds like a good combination to me, so let's try and figure out what happened to the crew. So this is a text-based exploration similar to the original Help, and we've got commands we can type, and it looks like there is something in our inbox. A README file, of course. From command to investigator redacted. Welcome, redacted. You have been selected to lead the investigation into the derelict station Niflake. The crew is gone. The sensors are dead. Only this terminal remains active. You have been granted access to the terminal remotely. Your mission is to sift through the digital wreckage, find the logs, piece together the timeline, discover what happened to the 12 crew members of the station. Use the list command to see what files are currently visible. Read them carefully. They contain keys, file names, codes, dates that will unlock deeper layers of the system. Type a file name to open it. We found remnants of a failed transmission when scoring the signals and decrypted it for you. 1009TR-ZJ. We also managed to recover one security camera transcript so far, 09DU-BJ. We are counting on you to find out what happened here. Okay, so this already feels a bit similar to the games that were mentioned as inspiration. Okay, so those are clickable things. So let's see this transmission. Subject anomaly detection, October 9. We have detected a signal originating from Sector 7. It appears to be artificial. Decryption key fragment, Alpha. Investigator note. There is a reference to some logs in the metadata. One of them is corrupted. So we have some numbers like 1010 log, then SC, RR. So one of the things we need to learn in those sort of games, like the way files and things we're trying to access are named, so we can deduce when to find the next thing. And it looks like the first two digits are the date, because the date of this transmission is October 9th and it says 1009. And then the next two letters, this is a transmission and it says TR, and then the other ones are logs and they're called log. So I think we know the two first segment, but the third thing is still a mystery we need to figure out. I would maybe expect it to be the author, like the person who did the transmission or created the log, but we will see where this goes. But I can only assume them detecting this artificial signal from Sector 7 is related to whatever bad thing has happened. Well, let's go to the first available log, which is the 1010. It's October 10th. Aligned so far. Log ending from Commander Cross, which still could align with SC being the name of the person, because that would be his surname, and then we just have to figure out what his first name is. I was cut short when entering my report yesterday. Okay, so we can probably assume that the corrupted one, it's 1009. As I was saying before, the rover was out on a routine rock collecting survey when it picked up strange repeating signal emanating from the surface of Kepler 186f. It's unlike anything I've ever encountered, not natural, but not quite like any known artificial transmission either. Analysis is ongoing, but initial scans suggest a complex structural pattern. R is investigating the signal further. I will unload the rover and J will examine the specimens. Yes, are those people references? They're not clickable, but it feels like it's supposed to indicate something. There is no notebook system in this, so I'm running my own little notebook file. And we do have a file here that then has B and J, so it could be J mentioned here, the same person. Which, with this first line of this log, we should be able to go to 1009 log SC. Yes. Commander Cross on October 9th. We sent a rover to the surface this morning and it picked up a strange signal. The signal is unlike anything we ever encountered. We are end of transmission. Yeah, so something has happened at that point. The log ended abruptly, but in the meantime we are able to access the transcript of the security videos from the station. The video quality isn't great, but the audio is clear. The transcripts are as good as we could get. They follow a strange dynamic convention. Here's an example. So 01BR-RS, which is then similar to the 09DUBJ pattern we get, which means that one probably is also a transcript from a video, because I think this is only text-based, so we won't be seeing actually any visuals. So let's check this out. static crackles, then clears slightly. So here we got the SR. So we gotta make the connections of who the people are. I think maybe from the menu we can assign those identities, but right now I don't think we know who R and S are. S. So what do you make of the signal, Bobby? R. Commander, with all due respect, I'm inclined to believe it's another rover malfunction. We had similar ghost readings before. Okay, well, R might be there for someone called Robert, because Bobby would be short for that. And then S is the commander, which would align with the SC being the full name, which means the recordings go by first name and the logs go by first name, last name. So we're gonna have to know both to be accessing different data types. S. This isn't a ghost, Bobby. This is coherent, structured. It's not random noise. R. Or it's a new form of atmospheric interference, Commander. The data integrity from the rover has been sporadic since the last solar flare. S. Don't you think it's too precise for a feedback loop? R. The pattern is unusual, yes, but it could be a complex feedback loop within the sensor array. S. Anyway, the specimens are getting unloaded this morning. They might be able to tell us more. Dr. DuPont will be examining them soon. Okay, that's a new name for us. R. The dogs are all in their own planet. What if we're just seeing what we want to see? S. We are not seeing what we want to see, engineer. We are detecting a phenomenon, and I expect you to treat it as such. Okay, so R is some sort of engineer. R. Yes, Commander. I will recalibrate the secondary sensors by my initial assessment stats. S. Just tell me once the scan is complete so that we can take a closer look. I'll be with Dr. Darcy. One person leaves the room. A faint click, then a static returns, growing louder until silence. And we have Dr. Darcy and Dr. DuPont, so we're gonna have to sort out the D names between themselves. Investigator note. The audio seems to come from the bridge, which would assign with the BR code. I found another audio file from another area of the station later that day. 03MEERS. So the 1, 2, 3 might be just like the order of the files when it comes to the recordings, while the logs have dates. So before we go further down this trail, I want to return to one of the codes that was given to us at the start, the 09 DU, B, and J. That's further down the timeline, but there might be some interesting things of what's going on with the story there. The soft glow of J's bedside lamp illuminate her room. B is leaning against the doorframe, a playful smirk on his face. J. So, officer, enjoying the view? And then we have at B. Chuckles, pushing off the frame and taking a step closer. Okay, so it's like an action by a specific person, but they're not actually saying anything. B. Always Jackie, especially when it involves you. So we've got a new name, Jackie, and B is some sort of officer. J. You and your little buddy Holden are always too full of yourselves. B. Come on, there's always time for a little leisure, especially after the day we've had. J stares blankly at him. I can't believe that's on your mind after everything that's happened. B reaches out, gently tucking a strand of hair behind her ear. B. You know, you clean up pretty well, even after a station-wide panic. Yes, okay, so there was some sort of panic. I assume the initial code would lead us to something that indicates an event of some sort that happens in the game. J. Her cheeks flash slightly. We're not here for that. We're here to find Michael and stop him. Stop him from doing what? J pushes B away from her reluctantly. B. I know. You just have this way of wrapping me around your little finger. The sound of clatter dropping to the floor and looking around the room. What's the sound of looking around the room? J. Where is it, Barry? Where is it? So B is Barry. Barry. What? It's not there? Shit, that's not good. Jackie, no, Barry, it's not good. Not good at all. Someone's been in my room. Barry, let's get back to the bridge. We can regroup with the others there and figure out the next steps. Okay, so presumably, next time slot, they're in the bridge, but there are others that we do not yet know, so we can't go there. So there's been a panic, Michael needs to be stopped, and someone's been snooping around and taking things. So if we return back to the menu, we can go to the list, and we have all of the files we've found so far with little numbers, which I assume might be one of those things that are like, and this is how many things you can still unlock based on this thing. We also have a 10th of October log from RR, Engineer Ryan. S, so Commander Cross, asked me to compare the signal to the data we have on Kepler 186f. So far, I can't find anything that matches. It's like it's not from here. The waves are... It gives me the creeps. It doesn't help that M is absolutely giddy with excitement at the discovery, believing we found proof of alien life. I assume M is Michael. This system falls apart really quickly if people are gonna have first name that starts with the same letter. But we're gonna presume that just does not happen. We still have the O3ME with ERS. ME might be medical. A door hisses open suddenly. We have R, Commander Cross, Dr. Darcy. I apologize, I didn't realize. I mean, I have the preliminary scans for the anomalies there. Okay, are Commander Cross and Dr. Darcy behaving inappropriately in the workplace? Yes. A quick clearing of the throat, a noticeable distance in his voice. Ah, Bobby, right, come in. Dr. Darcy and I were just reviewing some medical protocols, weren't we, Doctor? E, her voice slightly strained but composed. Indeed, Commander, very critical protocols. Bobby, in a hesitant tone. Of course, my apologies, here are the scans, sir. An explosion from below shakes the station. Commander Cross. Bobby, what's going on? Bobby, a panicked tone. I don't know, it's like, it's coming from the cargo bay. Cross, let's get down there, quick. Dr. Dupont. I'll come with you, in case there are any casualties. The sound of the door opening and closing, everyone runs out of the room. It seems the naming convention is a combination of time, location, and persons on the audio. Yes, I have noticed. Don't worry, game. I've got this covered. So they all run to the cargo bay, which presumably will be CA, and then in the next timeline, so O4. But that only assumes that only the three of them go in there and there's no one else there. But let's see. Let's go O4, CA for cargo, and then E, R, and S? No. There are probably other people there because I assume they also heard the explosion and other things happened. But that means probably before Bobby walked in on them, S and E were here alone slightly earlier. So O2, E, S. I'm not sure if they have to be in a specific order. I assume alphabetically makes sense. There we go. A soft, intimate hum of the station's life support. Jay can be heard taking the lift down to the cargo bay outside. So it's impossible that Jay, who's Jackie, is the extra person that they find in the cargo bay. So that's why we couldn't unlock that. Then Cross says, Libby, are you sure about this? If anyone found out. A gentle hand brushing against fabric. Sebastian, we're alone. And yes, I'm sure this isolation, it makes you see what truly matters. I was just saying this to Jackie. So we're getting some names and then we're getting the clues that Jackie was here before in the previous timeline. S, you matter. More than anything out here. A soft giggle. A new commander. Always so serious, even when you're being utterly reckless. A pause. A rustle of clothing, indicating closeness. Like this. Okay, and that's what Bobby walks into. So yes, they were being inappropriate in the workplace for sure. It looks like you have enough clues between this transcript and the one of the logs to figure out who was in the cargo bay at this hour. That's enough from me. I'm sure you know how to do your job, okay? This is helping us in case we haven't played all of the different type help likes before. So updating our notes. Commander Cross is Sebastian Cross, and then Dr. Darcy is Libby, which I guess is Elizabeth because it's the marker for her is E. But before we go into the cargo bay explosion, let's just step back a bit and see if Jackie and Elizabeth were here chatting in the previous timeline. They were. A sterile hum of the medical bay. Jay. Jackie. Thanks for this, Libby. It's been a rough few weeks. Elizabeth. Of course, Jackie. We all get a bit stir-crazy out here. It's natural to feel low. I was hoping there would be some sort of facility in the game to reassign the markers to show the names we found, but there doesn't seem to be. Jackie. Low is an understatement. And the way some of the men look at you, it just makes it worse. Like, we're just meat. Elizabeth with sympathetic sigh. Tell me about it. They're all just horny pigs. Aren't they? Especially when they think nobody's watching. Jackie. Exactly, it's exhausting. Sometimes I just want to scream. Elizabeth. We'll get through it. Take this as prescribed. And don't hesitate to come back if you need to talk. Or just vent about the pigs. A weak chuckle. Jackie. Thanks, Libby. I really appreciate it. I best get back to work. Isaac will be waiting for me. The sound of a pill bottle being closed. This audio log takes place in the medical bay between Dr. Darcy and another member of the crew. I mean, yes, I can see that. I like how Dr. Darcy is like, oh man, such pigs, you know, they're just looking at us. And then literally next scene, she's here with Commander Cross being like, hey, do you want to behave inappropriately? Obviously, there is a difference between things you want to do versus things that people are doing to you that you may not welcome. But it's just a funny juxtaposition of the conversations. But it's here we find out that there's a person called Isaac, and we already have @I from somewhere else, so that's probably Isaac. I think he was talking about like unloading the cargo or something like that. So actually, for the cargo bay, when Jackie says she needs to get back to work, Isaac will be waiting for me, and then she goes to the cargo bay, that means Isaac is also there. So it's not just EJRS, there's also an I. No? Okay, I've not quite got it. There are more people. There I was feeling so confident that I know what to do. Okay, still not enough info to figure out who went to cargo after the explosion again. Could be like everyone in the station runs in because explosions. But this note says, between clues in this transcript and the log, we can figure out who was in cargo bay at this hour. So during O2. Well, if Jay is traveling there, would she count as going? I guess she could join during this timeline. And then we also know of the other person. But then from the previous conversation, we also now know that Jackie, when she's going back to work, Isaac will be there, I assume back at the cargo bay. And that also links to a log because in this Captain Cross log, it says, I will unload the rover and Jay will examine the specimens. So they're working together in the cargo bay at O2. So let's check that out. O2, TA, There we go. The rhythmic clanking of machinery in the cargo bay. Isaac, there you are, Jackie, finally. The specimens aren't going to unload themselves, and I've been waiting for ages. The rover just sent them up. A sigh of exhaustion. Jackie, I'm sorry, Isaac. Dr. Darcy helped me out. You know how she gets. Okay, I get the feeling that Jackie just goes around and badmouths people, because there she was talking to Dr. Darcy like, oh, the men are pigs, and here she's like, oh, Dr. Darcy just holding me up with her yapping. I see you, Jackie. Isaac, held you up or you were chatting? Look, I get it, but we have a schedule, and these rocks, they're not light. Let's get moving. Right, let's just get this done. A heavy thud of a crate being moved. B and C can also be heard in the background laughing as they enter the cargo bay. So B, we know, is Officer Barry, but C, we don't, because we know there is Sebastian Cross, but the and letter symbols, they are first names. So Sebastian Cross is S, and therefore there is and C, who we don't know yet. I've added a new command to your terminal name. You can use it to complete the crew roster in the format ID, title, first name, last name. Okay, so it is a thing. I was already complaining about, oh, I can't rename them. You can also type name with no parameters to get a list of names you've already discovered. Okay, so we have the name list currently empty. So is the ID the and symbol or is the double thing? So we know that Commander Sebastian Cross is and S, but that's not popping in, so it might be the other format, the SC. No? Maybe it's just S without the and. Okay, that worked. Okay, so it's just the first letter of their first name, that's the ID. But that means we can name Isaac as well. Okay, but then can we name people that we don't know their full information? Yes, okay, we can put dummy information, so the game is not checking that we are correct in our assumption, is just checking that the format was correct. So Isaac is currently title Isaac, last name. So I've added the ones I know into this list with some excess for unknown information. So now we will see it as we read. But that means probably at timeline 03, we have Isaac, Jackie, and then B and C because they just entered the cargo bay. Yep, that is correct. B and C enter the cargo bay, their laughter echoing. C. Jackie, my dear, working hard or hardly working? Jackie with a groan of exasperation. Hold on, not now. I'm trying to unload the specimens. So C is someone Holden. B. Oh, come on, Jackie. A little fun never hurt anyone. We have a nice bottle of whiskey and a couple of glasses here. I mean, didn't they like just start the day and they're just partying instead of working? Isaac with a frustrated sigh. Can you two take this, whatever it is, somewhere else? We have a schedule to keep. C. Isaac always the party pooper. Just lighten up, Jackie. Seriously, Carl, I need to focus. Suddenly, a deafening explosion rocks the cargo bay. Okay, so this is why I couldn't get to this after explosion cargo bay, because there are additional people here. It's quite a busy scene. But yes, we now know that C is Carl Holden. No title as of yet. But can we therefore now try the next scene with all of the names? Yes, there we go. It's B, C, E, I, J, R, and S, all in the cargo bay at timeline 04. The air is thick with smoke and the acrid smell of burned metal. The cargo bay is a wreck. Commander Cross. Bobby, report. Sir, the rover. It's completely destroyed and the specimens, they're gone. Dr. Darcy. Multiple casualties. Commander. Jackie, Isaac, Barry, Carl. All unresponsive. Some burns, but no obvious conclusions. Cross. You and I will get them to the medical bay, Doctor. Bobby, secure this area. I want a full damage assessment and a search for those specimens. And find out what caused this. Yes, sir. Dr. Darcy. On it, Commander. The voices of Z and A can be heard from outside the cargo bay inquiring what's going on. Cross. Stay back, both of you. We'll handle this. Actually, Officer Jackson, can you help carry Barry? And Pilot Rogan, you take Carl. Lizzie and I will take care of Isaac and Jackie. The sounds of emergency protocols activating. Alarms faintly blaring in the distance. We can hear two people still in the cargo bay. One of them must be Engineer Bobby, but the other is unknown. And then we learn there is an actual notes command that you can use to take notes in the game, but you won't be able to see it alongside the display, so having external notes might still be a good idea. But yeah, so we learn about Z and A, and one of them is Officer Jackson, and one of them is Pilot Rogan, but because those symbols use their first names, and here it's their title and surname, we can't actually say which one's which right now. Other than that, it feels like there's a bunch of stuff about who goes where here. Like, quite a few of them go into the medical bay. So yeah, we have 4 people that are injured, and then 4 people taking them to the medical bay. So we will have 8 people in medical bay. But then yes, Bobby stays with some other person that wasn't named here. But let's try the medical bay. 05 medical. And then A goes there because he's one of the 2 helping. Then Barry's being carried there. I'm gonna assume they're all still alive and therefore they count because, again, if we're going by other games of this type, once they've died, they will no longer be counted for the scenes, even if their body's present. Carl, E for Elizabeth, which is helping take the injured. Isaac is injured. Jackie is injured. R is then Bobby, who's staying behind. S is Cross themselves, and then Z is one of the people that were told to help. Yes. Got that all right. The sterile, harsh atmosphere of the medical bay is punctuated by the rhythmic beeping of life support machines. The air smells faintly of antiseptic. I like how this is a transcript from a video as far as I understand, but somehow it includes how the air smells. They've got the smell-o-vision CCTV on this station. Cross. Status report, Doctor. Jackie, Isaac, Carl, and Barry are all stable, Commander. Some significant burns, but their vitals are holding. Z with shaky voice. Commander, Dr. Darcy. This doesn't make any sense. I was just with Carl and Barry in the galley, maybe 2 hours ago. They said they were heading back to the security office. How could they be here in the cargo bay like this? I mean, they were having some sort of party for whatever reason. Cross. We will get to the bottom of it, Zach. Okay, so we know his first name is gonna be Zach. We'll get to the bottom of it, Zach. Come with me to the bridge. We'll try to contact Central Command and let them know what's going on. Dr. Darcy. He's right, Zach. I've got it from here. Zach. Okay, and what about you, Alex? Where were you? You're being awfully quiet. What does that mean? What are you insinuating? Sorry, Alex, I didn't mean anything by it. I was in my cabin with my wife. Not that it's any of your business. Cross. And where's Dana now? She went to the bridge while I came down to the cargo bay. Oh, right. I'll brief her when I get up there then. Thanks. I'll go see if I can find Lenny and Michael to let them know what's going on. Zach. Lenny was standing to the kitchen in the galley last I saw him. I was waiting for Michael in the galley earlier, but he never showed. Alex leaves in one direction, Zach and Commander Cross in another. Dr. Darcy goes back to tending to the wounded. Then the investigator note tells us about the file list and that the numbers in the brackets are number of links that you can traverse from each of the documents. I assume this one has quite a few. There are 7 other things we can discover from this. But yes, they were throwing a bunch of names and locations here. So at least we know Z and A are Alex and Zach, but we still can't link that to the Officer Jackson and Pilot Rogan quite yet. I mean, potentially because Cross asked Zach to come with him to the bridge, that may be the officer, but that's not guaranteed. So we will name Z, Zach, and A, Alex. I'm going to assume that the time codes are there for hours, so when he said I was just with Carl and Barry in the galley maybe 2 hours ago, it will be at time code 03, so we can try that. 03 in the galley, new location. So we have Barry, Carl, and Zach. Nope. I mean, he also then mentions Lenny tending to the kitchen in the galley last he saw him, so maybe Lenny also pops into that. Let's throw an L in there. But no, that's also not it. Okay, and then Carl and Barley were supposed to go into the security office, but we don't know were they there alone or not. So I guess we have to move forward from here. So Commander Cross and Zach are going to the bridge, but Dana is already there. So all the 3 of them at the next time slot in the bridge. I assume Dana is E, and then Sebastian and Zach. Yes, we got a new message in our inbox. We'll get to it in a minute. The bridge is still dimly lit. The alarms are now distant, mournful hum. Commander Sebastian Cross and Zach enter, their footsteps echoing in the silence. Cross, Dana, oh my god. Zach, Commander, she's barely breathing. Dana with a weak, gurgling sound. Commander, he ran. Engine room. Who, Dana? Who ran? Dana with a final shuddering breath. Engine room. Zach, this has to be Michael's doing. Dana and him are working together. He's been acting so strange lately. What a bastard. I'm gonna kill him for this. Cross. Zach, you don't know that. Don't do anything rash. Zach runs out of the bridge as the commander stays behind holding Dana. Helpless. Cross. Comes Officer Jackson. Stop. That's an order. Dana hand falls limp. Silence descends once more, broken only by the distant alarms and the heavy sobbing of the commander. Then a gunshot echoes in the distance. Okay, things are heating up. So we've already heard about them looking for Michael and trying to figure out what he's up to and trying to stop him. But then he says, Combs Officer Jackson, stop, that's an order, which means Zach is Officer Jackson. Yes, now he's gonna have a long name. That then means that A is Pilot Alex Rogan. And also if we go back, because there's this whole conversation about Dana, Alex says, I was in my cabin with my wife, not that it's any of your business. And then Cross responds, where is Dana now? Right? Meaning that the wife is Dana, so therefore she's likely called Dana Rogan. Yes. We get a note from the investigator. I finally managed to access the manifest for the station, but it was wiped clean. I don't know what's going on, but I've shared with you what I could. I've added the manifest to the inbox. So yes, it's in our inbox now and we can click it. So it says we've identified 2 of 12. Commander Sebastian Cross. Okay, so I assume this is based on if we type the name correctly into the name command, they appear here. Then we have engineer, something Ryan. Oh, that's probably why this wasn't adding up for me. Because I was assuming Ryan was his first name, but this seems to imply that it's his last name. DuPont is astrophysicist. And then, yeah, we have like another doctor, a security person, scientist, biologist, comms, yeah, pilot Alex Rogan, technician, chef, and ensign. So we have to identify all of those people, and potentially, there are other people that are not on this list currently, because we know how those games are, right? There is always some secret to uncover. So we know before this scene, Dana was on the bridge. And they assuming this was Michael, because Zach says they were working together. So we can try 05, Bridge, Dana, and Michael. but that's not true. So either it wasn't him or there was someone else here. Oh, but Dana was here alone in the previous timeline. So she was already here dying. A faint gurgling sound followed by a soft thud. The air on the bridge is cold, and the emerging lights cast long, eerie shadows. Dana with weak, gasping breath. No, this can't be. Dana is crawling on the floor, desperately trying to move towards the console. With Dana with choked sob. Intercom must reach Dana, her voice barely a whisper fading. Help! Someone. A final, shuddering breath. Then silence. So something happened earlier here that got her injured and then killed. And at the same time, we're having explosions in the cargo bay and people acting weird and some strange signals, right? Are the strange signals causing people to go crazy and start attacking others? Or are they just a sign that something else is here on this station? So I think that's the mystery setup, and we've seen how this game is played. So we're gonna have to come back next time and try and figure out more of the events at this station. Thanks so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, consider liking or subscribing. And as always, thank you to channel members for supporting the channel. And I will see you soon on another investigation.